We'll wind down the talk now and talk about displays. This is one area that I'm very encouraged to see that general aviation is like general aviation. Small airplanes, 6,000 pounds and under, are driving a revolution in display technology. Who here has flown G1000 or any glass or seen the glass displays? Pretty impressive. You've got all kinds of information, and sometimes it's overwhelming, isn't it? I think that the trend is right now, we in the FAA approved glass cockpits, the Avidyne systems, the G1000. And I see that there's going to be refinements over the years where it's much more user-friendly. And it already is. I'll show you some pictures shortly. Synthetic vision, fused with enhanced vision. Let me just go over some definitions real quick. Synthetic vision, for those that don't know, it's taking digital information from a database. And your same database that you have for a TAWS system, for terrain awareness and warning. And it's putting that on the PFD, primary flight display, to show you what the outside world looks like. So you're looking down at your primary flight display, which is your attitude indicator, and it's showing you mountains, it's showing you runways, it's showing you obstacles on your PFD. So you can look at your PFD, and if you're VFR, you look outside and go, okay, I see that mountain on my screen, I see it over there. And it's very powerful. Imagine doing a missed approach, IFR, where you have hills on both sides. Yes, you're flying the missed approach plate, the JEP chart or the NACO chart, but having the awareness of the terrain around you by looking on your PFD, where you're looking anyway for your attitude, is extremely compelling. We certified synthetic vision on the G1000, and it's in Corvallis, it's in the multiple airplanes, Cessna 182, Cessna 172. It eventually is going to be fused with enhanced vision. Enhanced vision is using onboard sensors that look in different spectrum other than the visual spectrum. So you'll have an IR camera, and it's fusing what the airplane sees in the infrared spectrum and putting it on either your synthetic vision display or someplace else. Heads-up projection. There aren't too many HUDs in small airplanes that are 6,000 pounds and less, but we will see projections on the windshield. Okay, I'll show you a picture in a moment. This is going to be extremely powerful. You can now put synthetic vision, enhanced vision, and project it on the windshield. And instead of, not hardware, but headwear, the FAA is doing some research right now in Oklahoma City where the pilot is wearing a ball cap and has a monocle, kind of like the Apache pilots have a monocle that they look through. And on that monocle is projected obstacles, runways, the outside world. So again, your IMC, you're looking at your airplane, and you have on a ball cap. You can just put it on your hat and mount this monocle there, and you can see all the terrain around you when you're IMC. It's cool stuff.
And that version's $99.95, right?
Exactly. If you see me after the presentation, I'll sell you one.
Wait, more.
The traffic is great on that.
Yes.
Traffic. It's not over here on the fish finder. It's right there.
Yes. Very powerfully. On the Garmin G1000, it actually displays the traffic and tells you, well, it's relative bearing, and then it increases in size, doesn't it? Based on your range. So it is extremely powerful. Okay, so I've got about 3 more slides here, and then we'll wrap it up. It's about, I told you I'd get you out of here by 8:15, and it's 10 after. Technology evolution displays. Like I said, I'm highly encouraged. We've come a long way since the Sperry attitude indicator, huh? This is, circa, what, 1930s technology? We evolved to the attitude indicator, like this. And this is a display from Rockwell, I think this is Rockwell Collins. This is a primary flight display, so basically now you're incorporating your attitude indicator and your heading indicator, as well as a lot of information. This shows you what the synthetic vision picture looks like. So you can see this is your attitude indicator, this is your heading indicator, and this is your view outside the airplane. So when you're IMC and doing a missed approach in the valley, it's kind of reassuring to know, yeah, the mountain's right there. Some of these systems are certified. Okay. The old way for IFR flying. Anybody that's taken their instrument check ride knows this. It's a lot of information to process looking at ground dials. Flying instruments is very demanding, and you have to be on your A game. And if you're not on your A game, the penalty could be death. So, you know, it's challenging, and we all have been there on the IFR check ride. This is the old way. Here's the new way. This is F-35, by the way, but you've got your display showing synthetic vision. You've got 3D audio and voice controls, so you don't have to take your hand off the stick and the throttle to go tune a radio and set each one of the 5 digits. You just tell the radio, tune 123.5, and it does it. We are working with applicants right now on voice control technology, so it will be here sooner rather than later. You know, having a fused image projected on your windshield as well as a heads-down display, being able to look through the floor and see the mountains and your areas of interest underneath your nose, very, very easy to do. We're working with Garmin as we speak. I was out there 2 weeks ago to work on the follow-on system for G1000. You've probably seen this. It was at, I think, Sun and Fun and NDAA last year. They announced the G2000, 3000, 4000. They're larger displays, 15-inch displays. Here's your PFD, primary flight display. Here's your MFD, multifunction display. And you have a backup AHRS system with a second PFD. These are all controlled, not through voice yet, but by touchscreen controllers. And the Corvallis, the airplane that I fly, is the launch customer for this. Cessna is putting this in on the Corvallis. It will also be on many other airplanes. This will replace all the G1000s that you see out there. Most of you have probably heard of Aspen Avionics, very neat company that came up with a design that allows you a form, fit, function replacement for round dial. You have round dial airspeed and altitude. You take those out. This instrument, there's actually 3 of them shown here. There's one, there's the second one, and there's the third one. If you just wanted to just replace your attitude indicator, vacuum driven, and your HSI, you would take both of the old ones out, and you would put this instrument in. It fits in the panel where your old ones were. Here is Aspen. I was out flying this on a Cherokee 2 weeks ago down in Fort Worth. We are certifying synthetic vision on the Aspen PFD and the MFD. If you notice this symbol right here, that green symbol, does anybody know what that is? That is your best friend. That is flight path marker. It tells you where your airplane is going. So crosswind landings are a breeze. All that you do is you fly the flight path marker, superimpose that over the runway, and your crosswind technique is wired. You don't have to do anything. It's really powerful. It's a flight path marker, or your total velocity vector, tells you where you're going. It's derived through the AHRS system, which is the accelerometers and the GPS, and it displays a flight path. So again, I'm very encouraged to see that these systems are already certified, and now we're adding on synthetic vision.
Are these Windows based?
You're worried about the same thing I am, right? The blue screen of death? No. Most of the vendors have developed their own proprietary software, which
So not to mention that being able to get hacked.
exactly.
The Garmin's has been failing on the 1000 and
Really?
recycling. Sent out that notice this week.
Huh.
Oh, that
It goes down for like 45 seconds, has to reboot because you're like panicking in the air. You think every 90 hours.
Does this have hits?
Let's see. No, Aspen does not have highway in the sky. The question was, does this have HITS? HITS stands for highway in the sky. Truthfully, most of the manufacturers don't have highway in the sky, and I'm disappointed because I've flown it and it's very compelling.
We have that on our airplane.
Do you have the Dynon system?
Yes.
Yes. The Dynon system is an experimental system, and because it's experimental, it doesn't have to go through the FAA certification process, and the capability is really outstanding on that
It
Dynon.
has hits and TAWs and a whole bit. It's sweet.
I really like that system.
Yeah.
Very nice. So, this is my last slide, I think. This is on the horizon. It's a play on words because this is in the future, but here is your horizon. Here is your PFD with synthetic vision, and this is your fused synthetic vision, enhanced vision projected on the windscreen. This is what I signed up for when I watched the Jetsons. Okay, so in closing, aircraft and systems have evolved immensely. Who would have thought 66 years from when Orville and Wilbur first flew in Kitty Hawk that we would be walking on the moon? It's amazing, the technology. So, we have progressed exponentially in terms of the aircraft as well as the systems, and commensurately our testing and evaluation of them has changed as well.